Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 2022 Equinox reading for you. Now, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the Fall Equinox, and if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, this is the Spring Equinox. If you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. And if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this equinox. Now, the equinox is when we have the equal time for day and night. And with the fall equinox, this is a symbol of harvest time. It is a time of year to acknowledge growth and expansion. And with the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere, this is a moment of realization and renewal, of being ready to start something new and for change to come in. Both are a time of change. They're just entering into different parts of change. One is more introspective and one is more, stepping out into the world. So let's see what energy we have to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have the Magician, which is a very interesting card to be mindful of. But there can be a sense of not realizing our own potential and our own power, of seeing our gifts almost as something to be just kind of, well, who cares? Anybody can do this, of course, and not really acknowledging how special we are, how unique we are. And it doesn't mean that we have to be doing anything special. We can be raising our families. We can be, caring for animals or loved ones or, whatever. And as long as we do it from a place of joy and love, it really is our magic power within this world. Making the world a little bit kinder, a little bit gentler, a little bit more beautiful. That's really quite important. And so the Magician is telling us to be mindful of not overlooking our own graces and our own power. And also not being taken in by other people. The Spirit is also showing here we're more than willing to believe that somebody else is better than we are. Somebody else is more knowledgeable than we are. Somebody else has more than we do. And yet we're not seeing our own gifts, and we're letting them take away our power. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. What's so interesting, Scorpio, is that the world is opening up to us. And we have that feeling here. We really do, as we're kind of stepping into our own power. But we're going to have a really hard time accepting it. There is a path that's laid for us. Now, I don't know if there's an earth sign energy in your life, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, who is helping you lay that path, or if you've been making kind of bigger financial decisions within your life to say, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what needs to be done, kind of getting much more serious, much more pragmatic about things. You're going to be way too much in your own head. And there's an energy of lack, like, I don't get to have this prosperity, I don't get to have this wealth, I don't get to have this bounty, and a sense of I have to be on the outside looking in, that's coming forward. And that's going to be the negative mindset that is going to want to pull you down. It's going to be like a cyclone, okay, that's going to want to pull you down into it. So just be very, very mindful about this, because we are so sensitive, Scorpio, because we do have such a tendency to walk between. And a time of the equinox, when the day and the night are of equal length, we walk in between the conscious and the subconscious. We walk in between what is illuminated and what is shadowed. And we have to just be very aware of this during this time, that there is this power to us, that there is this tendency, maybe even one could say towards melancholy, where we're trying to figure out why. Like, why do I feel this way? Why is this happening? How do I move forward? Where is it that I need to be? What is it that's going on here? So just be very mindful. Be very mindful, because you're opening up the door, and you really are opening up the door. But there is a sense of, how do I move forward? How do I even trust this way of existing, this way of embracing my life and myself? So with the world opening to us, there is very much a sense of, this is where I need to be. There's also very much a sense of taking that leap, of going after something. We're also finding our own little corner of the world. So when we say the world opens to us, we like to think of this great big expanse and traveling and thising and thating. But it can be that we were created for a much quieter life, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. To be able to embrace what we love and what we want, and to be able to say, this is me. As we embrace our world, that's going to be everything. So whether it be that we travel everywhere and go and see everything, or whether it be we mind our gardens and, give kisses to our loved ones before they go off to work and school, that's just completely up to our own souls and our own selves. So here, as the world opens, embrace what you want, and know that what you want, that is part of your own magic. That is part of your person and your reason for being and why you are here. And it moves us to the Knight of Pentacles, that sense of stability and practicality leading us forward. There is also a sense that things aren't moving quite as quickly as we want them to. And we can be a bit frustrated with that. We want things to move at a faster pace, and yet Spirit is going to say, slow and steady wins the race. And we're going to get a bit frustrated with that, but not too frustrated. Be very mindful of the anger that can come forward and the way that we rush things, because we'll want things in our time, and divinity is saying, stop. In my time, you will be richer than kings. And it doesn't necessarily mean in money. It can mean in love. It can mean in friendship. It can mean in a multitude of different things. But just be very mindful of, as you're moving forward, that it takes time. It takes time to lay that firm foundation. It takes time to get to where we want to be. We are going to be more practical about things. We are going to be more kind of determined and insightful, and looking at things in a different way and saying, well, what about this and what about that, and oh my gosh, I forgot to do this, and let's get this rolling. So this equinox is going to show us really a sense of lining things up for ourselves, whether we're going for a great adventure or we're just kind of tidying things up in our own homes and for ourselves. Now, with the Eight of Swords, we overthink and we overanalyze up and down the Mississippi. I mean, my goodness. I mean, we're just going to sit there and look at things and then look at it again and then look at it again and doubt and fear and think that we haven't done a good job, especially anything that we want to create, especially if we are embracing anything creative. We're really going to be second guessing ourselves. And this is even with any of our talents. I see this very much mingled with our blessings and why we're here on this earth. We're going to think, oh no, I can't possibly do this. I can't possibly move forward this way. I can't possibly get to where I want to be. It can't possibly be what I desire. And there's just a sense of, what's wrong? Me. And that's what we're going to say to ourselves. If only I was somebody else. If only I could, do what other people can do. I don't know exactly why you need to hear this, but you are perfect. You are doing your best. And maybe perfect is a bold word to use, but you're doing really great, Scorpio. Be kinder to yourself. Stop doubting, stop fearing, because what you will do is you will waste your whole life in fear. The Eight of Swords can steal lives. It can steal dreams. It can make us sit and look at the world through a window and be too afraid to go outside and be too afraid to actually believe in ourselves and start that dream that we have. We need to look at the Eight of Swords and say, I see you. I see you, anxiety. I see you, depression. I see you, fear. I see you, darkness. I see you. But I am not ruled by you. It is time to be bold within ourselves. It moves us to the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is feeling like we don't get wealth. And that happens because of the Eight of Pentacles. We feel so tied up inside. And of course we're going to be on the outside of wealth. Of course we're going to have to work harder than everybody else. Of course we're not going to be let in. Stop. The Five of Pentacles is enough is enough. You know, 5 is a freedom number, but it's also a number of finding our freedom, of saying, you know what, enough. You don't need money to be happy, right? There's that saying, you don't need money to be happy, but my gosh, does it help. To be able to pay your bills, to be able to put food on the table, to be able not to worry. That is a magnificent thing. Stop. You deserve riches, and you are rich. Embrace your prosperity. Be practical about things. Don't spend as if you have, zillions and, get yourself into trouble. But know that you are rich. Go for the quality of things. Go for the best that you can have at this time. And keep on building towards more. And learn how to care for what you have. How to build that wealth. How to take in that prosperity. Instead of just accumulating and accumulating like we tend to do. The Five of Pentacles is feeling like I just can't. The Spirit is telling you, you can. It is time to take that key that is right there and unlock the door and not to sit in sorrow anymore. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the wheel. We have to be just very aware of the fact that things are changing and the fact that we can be caught up in this change. We have the world opening to us, but subconsciously we're afraid of the change. We're afraid of our own power and we're afraid of the change. We're afraid of how things are changing and how we are moving forward and how do we step into this chapter of our lives, this power and purpose of ourselves. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Hermit, another 5. Not the Hermit, the Hierophant, another 5. This is Taurus energy. This is ascension. This is happiness. This is finding where we belong and saying, this is me. Gosh darn it, this is me. I'm ascending into my power. I'm embracing what I want and need. I see who it is that I am. And I rise in greatness, in understanding, in purpose, in intention. This is finding where we fit, the puzzle pieces coming together. The Hierophant can play the game, can be a part of something bigger, something more intricate, and plays it very well. Subconsciously, we know this about ourselves. We just have to figure out the game, right? We just have to figure out where we stand and what we were created for. Everybody isn't created exactly the same. We all have different talents. We all have different ways that we shine. And we have to let ourselves shine. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending you loving, healing energy. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this equinox and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio, and may blessings and prosperity always be with you on this equinox.